Hello, welcome to Justice for All's Connections with Coffee, podcast number 26. I have some out-of-state guests here with me, Toni and Chad DeMers. I have found out is how we pronounce it, not but it is French. I understand, yeah, but there's not a lot of French blood in you.
Oh, very little.
Very little.
None in her.
None in her.
100% Dutch.
100% Dutch.
Yeah.
Is that right? Like if you did Ancestry, they'd be like, you are 100% from the Netherlands.
What I'm told. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
My grandparents come. Yeah, that's what I'm told.
Okay.
He's a mutt, and
I'm a mutt.
Oh.
I'm from all over.
All over.
From all over the place.
Oh yeah, you got a little bit of everything in you.
Yeah.
All right.
Dutch.
Cool. All right. But how did you guys meet? We'll just jump into.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, okay. I mean, this sounds like a long story.
It is, but
The condensed version, I guess,
condensed
for
version.
somewhat.
I saw her picture on a bulletin board at my parents' house. And
Wow.
walked past, said, "I'm going to marry her." My mom said, "She's already got a boyfriend." I said, "Game on." And
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, exactly. The rest is history.
Okay. All right.
Meant to be.
Fair. So where were you from? Well, before I get to that question, we should probably talk about who you're with, because that's part of the Connections with Coffee is the connection that Justice for All has with ministries. So share with us where you're from. I mean, who your ministry is with.
We are at Grace Covenant Ministries in Annville, Kentucky, and I'm the director there. Been there. It'll be going on a year here real soon.
End of May.
Yep.
End of May. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Grace Covenant in Annville, Kentucky. Which question do you want to answer first? Because I'm kind of curious to know where you grew up, but I'm also kind of curious to know how you got to be there for a year. So we're gonna have to
start from the beginning.
Yeah, I can start from the beginning. I'm a pastor's son.
Okay.
So kind of moved around quite a bit as my dad followed calls.
Pastors' kids would do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of our time was spent in South Dakota, southeast South Dakota. My dad was actually a pastor here in Rock Valley for a couple of years.
Okay.
But I ended up following God's call down to Kentucky many years ago. Down to Neon, Kentucky. Neon Fleming. There's a
No idea.
Inc. It was. It was a ministry actually through the RCA.
Okay.
But met someone, moved back to Michigan. I say back because I spent a year at Reformed Bible College.
Okay.
Then finished out my college career at Northwestern. Then went
The
to
one in
Michigan
Orange
for a
City.
little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So kind of I've been all over.
Yeah.
I ended up landing in West Michigan, and that's where I met her. My parents moved up there and answered a call to a church.
Okay.
So we've been there. Let's see, I've been there going on 30 years. So I was about my early 20s when I moved up there. So
Okay.
yeah, we've been
West Michigan, like Holland, Michigan, or
Allendale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm vaguely familiar with Western Michigan, like real vague.
North of Zeeland, about 8-10 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grand Valley University.
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's in our backyard.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's your
how'd
story?
you get to
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say maybe. How about?
Covenant Ministries.
Well, how'd you guys? What's your story a little bit then? We heard some background of you and the pastor's son, and because at some point you walked by, because we heard earlier you walked by a bulletin board, saw her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why were you on a bulletin board?
So I was born and raised in Michigan.
Okay.
And my dad was in an accident on a work site.
Oh.
And so we moved to the place that his parents were going to come and preach at. And my grandma was going to sing at the church that night. And so, of course, she had to go and introduce herself and then proceed to say, by the way, my son was in an accident and he needs prayer. Can you go see him? So my parents and his parents met, and I was dating someone. So I was trying to stay out of the picture. That didn't last long.
Okay. All right.
So they had my picture because my parents had invited them to my graduation open house. And that would be the first time that I met my in-laws.
Sure.
Not knowing they would become my in-laws.
Not knowing.
Yeah.
All right.
So my mom made a pan of brownies for me to deliver out there so I would meet her. 31 days later, we were engaged.
Wow.
Yeah. When you know, you know.
I mean, That is
When you know you
that is
and I knew.
that's quick.
Yeah.
That's
It is.
that's quick.
Long engagement.
Yeah.
Long engagement.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
That is long.
Yeah.
That is long.
Well, my dad said I could get married, but I could not get married until I had finished the first 2 years of college.
Okay.
So I was going to the community college in a neighboring town. So I had to graduate, and I did, and then I could get married. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
You cannot get married until you've
Yeah.
had a degree of some variety. You cannot get an MRS degree until you have
That's right.
an AA degree or
Yeah.
some sort of
So
a
that was the
degree
deal.
before
So,
that.
yeah.
Interesting.
that's okay.
All right. No,
I
that's
wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but
no.
No,
Well,
it's
31. That's just, you're like, I'm gonna whip up a pan of brownies and then I'm gonna go over with a ring. I mean, honestly, that seems like it's as fast as it went. But
just about. If my kids were to come home and say that, I would.
you'd be like, let's rethink
I'm
this.
out.
Let's rethink this process a little bit.
little prayer here.
Why don't you friend her on Snapchat first?
There you
No,
go.
no,
There you go.
Yeah, for 31 days,
yeah.
we'll meet her.
no, cool. All right, so then, yeah, it's been a year that you've been at Grace Covenant, and what sort of ministry were you in ministry before that, or were you in what did you guys do before that, and then
Ministry.
we'll get into what that was like a little bit.
When we first got married, I was in construction.
Okay.
And I had my own business, residential construction. But there came a point where it was obvious God was calling me into ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And I should say it was probably always obvious, but that little trying to run away from it, God made it blatantly obvious.
All right.
So I went into ministry. I was a administrative pastor and worship pastor for about 19 years. My dad was a senior pastor, so
At the same church?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we worked tight together for almost 20 years.
Wow.
It was an awesome opportunity, and through that, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of construction projects that I worked on. But we also, the year that we got married, we went down to Grace Covenant Ministries. So
Oh, okay.
1998. We loved it. Then we had kids and changed churches, so the ministry opportunity wasn't there until a few years ago again. I think it was
just before COVID.
just
Okay.
before
So
COVID.
2019.
And
Yeah.
our youth pastor was looking for a place to take youth group. I said, there was this place.
Mm-hmm.
It was Jackson County Ministries at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah,
but the
yeah.
name changed. So we took a group down, and again, we just fell in love again with the
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
the staff.
I didn't
the
get to go that
ministry.
year.
No,
You
she
didn't go.
get to.
So our daughter was going to Guatemala at the same time they were leaving for Kentucky. So I had to stay home and get her ready. And he kept calling every night, you have to come.
You-
You got to come back. So much has changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to come. So
Yeah.
I went the following year.
Okay.
And it's history.
And you're like, oh, this is.
Then
Yeah.
we had another opportunity. We were going to go to Florida on a vacation, quick vacation, just the two of us. I don't even remember why, but it didn't work out last minute. So I said, why don't we go to Grace Covenant Ministries and have a serving vacation? Let's just go down and do some work
Yeah.
down there. We did, and someone jokingly said, would you like a job? And I'm like,
I said no.
So we were driving.
No, huh?
And then I got offered a position to oversee the housing ministry, so the short-term ministry, the short-term
Okay.
mission
Uh-huh.
ministry.
Yep.
With groups coming down, I would oversee the groups. And we're like,
I said no.
She said no. But I said, let's pray about it. And we said, okay, there's these 5 things that if this happened,
Oh,
kinda
man.
like the fleece, you know what I mean? So
How many?
God took care of
Yeah,
all
it
those
needs to stay
things.
dry. Right, because that was the story, right? Was the fleece needs to be dry from the dew in the
Yeah.
morning, like
Yeah.
5 times in a row,
Okay,
sort
God,
of.
prove it.
I don't know if I believe it. You got to show it to me again. I know. Just
Again.
please.
I already knew in my heart. She knew in her heart. When we went to leave, one of the times we're both in tears driving back to Michigan. Not because we didn't want to go back to
Sure,
Michigan.
yeah.
Because we knew that's where God had us.
Yeah.
For that moment.
That's a difficult
But
decision.
We felt God's call tugging on our hearts, and so when God said okay, and all 5 of those things were done, and we were out for a walk one night, and I'm like, now what?
Your
Yeah.
list is complete.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess we better answer God's call. You know what happens when you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we went down, and it's like everything that God has done in our lives, and since the first day of marriage, we've been building up to this point
Oh, wow.
to use those gifts
Oh, that's neat.
to serve the King.
Cool.
So that's that's what we feel. I mean, talk about fulfilled. It's a beautiful thing.
That's pretty peaceful to be in a situation like that.
Yeah.
But not an easy one to come to, obviously.
No.
How many kids do you have?
3.
We have
3. Okay. And they were all at probably some variety of age in there that you're looking at driving down, and you're doing part-time work there, and you're like, I would assume they're in school somewhere. It's like, these are hard decisions to come to.
Our oldest is 24, our middle is 22, and our
Okay.
youngest is 19.
Okay.
And so 2 of the 3 are married, and 1 is not
Mm-hmm.
currently. And so it was kind of hard in the beginning, but then when everybody was married, and it's like, you are adults. Do
Sure.
life.
When they're out of the when they're out of the house, it's probably not the hardest choice. But I would imagine, like, if it's whatever 7 or 8 years ago when you first were kind of pre-COVID, and you're like, well, this could be something, and you're like, well, it kind of feels like it should be something, but we can't make this decision yet because you probably still have ones in middle school, high school, and like just in that stage of life where it's like we could do this, but what about? And that's probably where your list came from. I would imagine it had something to do with that.
It did.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is the thing that if you were to try to articulate, like, I know you feel like the calling is certainly there, but you're like, hey, the thing that is the greatest part of serving there or working there, or I don't know if you, like, in my view, like, work and calling, they're two different things, but like, if it's your calling, it's not really that much like work. You're like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. There's just a piece in doing that, and I feel that certainly in my role here. So I'm like, I don't see myself doing anything else than what I'm doing right now, because the skills, just the way that I was brought up and the things that I can do and what I'm able to do, like, this is what I got to be doing. So I'm not doing anything else. So just, is there anything that, like, when you're like, I'm really excited about this part of, because I hear from Susan and others that have gone on trips, like, just from last year when you guys started to this year, like, there's an expansion, or there's just a different, I don't know, I want to say spirit kind of, but a different vibe of like, hey, there's going to be, there's things that are a synergy. There's things that are going to be growing. What's the most exciting growth aspect that's going to be coming that you guys are like, I think the Spirit's moving in this way, and here's what we're excited about?
It's trying to keep up with God.
Yeah.
Because there's so many aspects of the ministry. Every piece of it seems to be growing. And I was just telling Bill as we were walking through the warehouse, you're told to ask anything in my name, according to my will, and according to his will, answer's always yes and amen. We don't even get to pray about it. God is bringing new stuff before we even ask, and we're just, it's to a certain point some days a little overwhelming, going, what's next, Lord? But the most exciting thing is seeing the excitement in the community,
Okay.
both with staff and the community,
yeah.
and the church that's on campus, seeing the growth and the wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanting more, and knowing that there's a potential here to really reach the community and the county for Christ, because that's what it's ultimately about. It's not just about doing the good things.
Yeah.
It is about that. It's about being the hands and feet of Christ, but it's about sharing with them and the gospel and
Yeah.
getting them to see this is an eternity thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a new garden ministry that we got going on, it's an opportunity to share with people what growth looks like here, what
Sure.
it looks like here.
Yeah.
We have the opportunity now to build a new trade store. A donor just called us on our trip up here
Yeah.
and says, get moving on it. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, that's some expansion a little bit, huh?
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little.
We're really excited.
We've got a lot of looking at next year doing overnight camps again. So we're doing some expansion out in our pond. We have 120 acres of beautiful land that God has given.
That's a lot of
we're
acres.
Just trying to use it for Him.
Yeah.
Walking trails, whatever He calls us to do. That's the fun part. It's like we have these dreams in our minds, and we start to talk about them, and we really haven't started praying, and God goes,
Yeah, here. How about
but to
this
those
one?
who've been given much, much is expected.
This is true.
And so we want to be good stewards of everything that He's given to us, and as we use them for Him, it's the parable of the talents. He just keeps blessing. So
Yeah. Well,
it's exciting.
I think it's wise to continue to use it. I think certainly when you mentioned the parable of the talents, like put it to use and it will be multiplied. It's not put it in the ground and wait for something to come back. You know, it's
Absolutely.
like put it to use. Yep. Absolutely. I had a thought and now I lost it, but, I know what it was now. I remember. So for folks that maybe aren't familiar with the different aspects of the ways you guys do community outreach, and, you know, you mentioned having a trade store and expanding a new trade store. What are some areas that, like, what are the, if there were like parts of the ministry, what are some of the things that happen that you guys connect to the community and love on people and show Christ's love into your community? Like, what are the parts of that?
A vital one is our camp ministry.
Okay.
So we have day camps right now. By right now, I mean, we're hoping to add the overnight camps next year. But day camps, we offer, I think it's 8 this year, various camps, whether it's a sporting camp or it's VBS.
Okay.
Or we have a science camp this year and an art camp.
So people from the community would bring their kids there?
Their kids there, and it's a whole
During,
week, and it lasts a day.
Okay.
So they'll come. They get a breakfast.
Yeah, they get breakfast and lunch. It starts at 8, and they pick them up by 3:30.
Okay.
And so they'll have devotions, and then whatever the camp is,
Sure.
that's what they work on
Okay.
until noon. And then we provide a lunch, and then they get 2 hours of pool time
Oh,
in our
nice.
swimming pool.
Yeah. We have
And-
on-staff lifeguards, and
Yep.
Okay.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity, too, for the camp counselors to spend just the day both in the swimming pool and devotions and working with them. It's an awesome opportunity to reach out to the county.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a chance to have. So it's sort of like, yeah, kind of like Bible camp a little bit, but it's nothing overnight, and it's just the ability to have the same kids back for
And
a
then
week at a time at different times. And it's typically in the summer or
It's in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, we also had one over Christmas break.
Okay.
We're looking to add a couple of other ones, but for now, we expanded that a couple more camps this summer, so we're hoping those go well.
Yeah, they will.
We also reach out to the community. 4th of July is a big deal.
Okay.
Down there.
All right.
She laughs because I get pretty fired up about 4th
Yeah,
of
you
July.
do.
We're in
Literally
for
fired up.
fireworks. It
I
sounds
mean,
like.
you've got the General Lee flying in, and but
It's a
we use
party, all
our
in itself.
I bet.
campus is really, it's kind of a hub.
Okay.
And so we got food trucks, we've got craft shows, we had a craft fair in the fall, and we had a Christmas program at our gym. We have a large gymnasium built in 1930. It looks like you're walking into the movie set of Hoosiers.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is.
That's awesome.
But that place was set up, and we had an amazing Christmas concert. We were talking about doing an Easter one, but I know Easter's shouldn't sneak up on you, but it did with everything else we had going on.
It kind of does. Yeah.
But we're doing more of that outreach, having an opportunity to at least once a month have some outside music come in out in the park.
Okay. All right.
So but all of it pointing to Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to have attraction to get people onto campus. It's not just, I mean, that, I guess,
Yep.
when it's outreach, you need to be able to have people come and see, why would I come over to this area and that sort of thing. Maybe one of my thoughts is, how big is the area, like Jackson County, Annville, like what's the population size are we looking at?
30,000.
Okay, so that's,
No.
I've not been out there yet. I'll get out there.
Sure.
I
Because
looked
there's
it
a
up.
lot of population that's not accounted for because they are literally down in hollers.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
come out.
They're like, I'm not going to a place
No.
to be counted for anything.
No, and they don't want to be. They want to live life just how they want, and they don't want anybody else to interfere.
Okay, all
We
right.
have a lot of that.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a very, I wouldn't say private, but when you have a family holler, a family valley, you could say, they do. They sometimes keep to their own.
Mhm.
So reaching out and breaking down walls starts really giving them, like you were saying, a safe place to come to.
Yeah.
Whether it's as a family or even as an individual, just a safe place to come and enjoy. We've got a pond that we're restocking full of
Sure.
fish, and
Yep.
so just making it a safe place for families is important.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's cool. So being a hub, being a place where people can know that it's not going to be pressure or worried about something, but just to be like, hey, we can come out of the area, connect with someone else, and just be available to do that. And I think at least from what I've heard, like I said, I haven't been out there yet. I will get out there at some point, but just the ability to have a place for resources, like the place to go buy resources. It seems like whenever, like we try to get whatever we get in here, there's a list of places that it can go, and we can only ship out kind of what we get in, as you kind of have kind of walked through back there a little bit. All right, so we do, yeah, the trade store was something that you guys had mentioned was a big part of, you know, reaching out to the community and having things from this area go to that area to fund part of the pool and fund other things that are available to Jackson County and Annville and that area. We also do service and learning trips as part of our ministry. I know Susan and Paul have been there the last couple of years. I know Nick's been out there last year, and we have had groups go out there the last few years. So are you involved in setting that up also, or do you have someone that sets that up? Or
Yes, I am. We work with a couple of other organizations as well, but we get requests in regularly for needs.
Okay.
Needs working at houses, where anything from putting a new bathroom in or a bathroom in for the first time.
Oh.
Floors that have, last year, Justice for All came down and had 2 groups. And that was good because we had a huge job for them. And
Okay.
that was somebody who, Janet and Barry, they had various contractors and other people come out, and their house was condemned.
Oh boy.
And this is where they had lived. Barry had been there all his life. And so what are we going to do? Well, we crawled underneath it. We saw it needed a whole new support beam, needed a new floor, needed a lot of work. And the right guys, God brought the right guys for the job.
Yeah.
Right guys and gals, because there was a lot of cleanup that went on, a lot of work. And so they got a new kitchen. They got a bedroom to sleep in. They got appliances that they hadn't had. It was just a beautiful thing seeing, and so much of the stuff that we provided them with in their house came from you.
Oh, really?
It was just a full circle, being able to see it put to use.
So is there these are people who you've gotten to know in the community and in the area that are connected to Grace Covenant, or how did you get to know them? Or
call with needs, knowing that we
that you can help.
the services,
Okay, all right.
that we will help them out. We have some guys that we go out and we do work at houses as well.
Sure.
We help them out. Don't charge the labor.
Mm-hmm.
We try to get them to help supply materials.
Yeah, I would imagine that'd be a
also working
cost.
with other organizations that help to supply those materials. We try to do it for nothing if we can, of course. But handicap ramps. So when we have groups come down, Sue's great with giving us here's the skill level.
Yeah.
This is what's coming down.
Yeah.
Some groups we don't know for sure
Until they get there.
So I got a little list of these are some jobs we got to get done, and then we try to, once a group gets there,
match them up a little
where their skills, where their gifts are at.
How many different places, like how many different groups come from different areas on a given year, would you say?
On a given year, anywhere from 8 to 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It depends on the year.
It depends.
Yeah. One a
Churches are
month
kind of
ish.
Cycles. Yeah, this year we've got a couple months that we've got 2 groups back to back, and they also come to help out with the camps.
Okay.
So like VBS.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of nice too, then, huh?
Yeah. Depends on the size of the group. We've got some coming from Michigan, Iowa, Minnesota,
Illinois.
and Illinois this year.
Okay.
Last year there was a group from Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And we're starting to get a whole lot more requests for information.
Oh,
so we're working hard on. We got a new website.
Okay.
We're working hard on getting more information out there, putting videos together.
Word of mouth is moving a little bit. I guess what's interesting is when I started, I've been at JFA for 11 years, and when I started, it seemed like there was the going on short-term missions was moving, at least domestically is what I'll probably say. Domestically was kind of moving in a downward trend, just in the sense of there were a lot of people who were like going to Guatemala or going to Haiti or going to places where there was obviously need, and not that there's nothing like, yes, those are needs, like go to those places too. Like there's so much need in the world, you can't necessarily rank one above the other. But we had seen, because we Justice for All have been doing short-term missions since, I don't know, early mid-'80s. So it's been a long time that we have seen some of our trips that we typically go on start to wane. And we're like, I don't know, is this something that we should keep doing? But, we just felt like we need to have this be an opportunity for people that can't afford to go to some of those other places, because it's a decent cost to go to an international place.
We ourselves have served in Guatemala several times. And so we understand it's a different kind of need.
Yeah.
But there's this mentality that it's the United States. Everybody has opportunity here.
There is some of that. Yeah.
There are pockets throughout this country. I had a gentleman ask me yesterday after I had shared at a church, and he said, "So these people can't make changes?" I said, "Well, it's not that they can't necessarily, but when you've lived as a family in this holler for generations and generations and generations, you don't just give that up. You don't just leave that. I mean, this is your home."
Right.
But I drive through Sioux Center, Rock Valley. I haven't been here in over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm telling her, look at all the industry here.
Yeah, it looks a lot different than it did 20 years ago.
In and out. And you can't get a semi in and out of Anvil very easily.
I would imagine not.
It's quite the trip.
Yeah.
We have to have people stopping traffic up on the road because you can't just get up and down the hill. So it's not a place for industry.
Yeah.
The tobacco fields are no more.
Are done.
Coal is not there. The lumber is not there.
Yep.
So it's just a different area with different needs.
Yeah.
So we're glad that it seems that interest is going back up.
Sure.
In domestic short-term missions.
Yeah, I would agree to that. Yep. That at least in our ministries, that's what we've noticed, because we do pretty much exclusively, I guess, internationally. We go to Juarez. We have we go to El Paso area, and we across the border. Like, we're not flying internationally. We fly into El Paso. But it is, I guess, technically international. But the cost is a lot less than going international and all of that. But the need is certainly there for a lot of places. And just, hey, why don't they just change? Just pick up and move. Anything that you've ever known. How hard can that be? When you don't have to do it, it sure sounds like an easy thing to say.
Yeah. Well, most people, they have a little equity in their house or whatever.
Sure. But not out there.
When the average property value in Jackson County is $100,000 in the house.
Yeah.
Which is a third of what most places, around.
Yeah. Well, national average. Yeah. That's. And you got to find someone to get it. Yeah.
Well, they don't have prime property.
No.
These are people that have probably hoarded things for 50 plus years. And what are you going to do with it all? Nobody else wants it. They have their own hoard they're bringing in. They don't want yours. I mean, it's...
There's a lot of people that could use a hand moving up and moving over, I guess, not out. They're not going to leave.
No.
But really meet them where they're at.
That's
strength for today, bright hope for tomorrow.
Well,
it's kind of our mantra.
And I think that's what we're called to do. We're not called to fix all the problems and make it better, but you go to where they're at and let it play out how it needs to play out.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're called. That's, as Christians, that's what we're called to do. That's how I feel, and I'm glad to hear that y'all feel the same way. Otherwise, I suppose you should, because otherwise you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. More like, but yeah. So, I guess sort of in wrapping, are there other things that we didn't cover? I mean, we covered a little bit about the store, we covered the property, a little bit about your background. We covered a decent amount of things in this episode, I would say. Things that you want to share at all that, we talked about a new store and things that are going on and increased stuff like that. What else? Is there any?
Well, mainly a thank you to you guys for all you're doing. Walking around with Bill and Sue out in the warehouse and seeing all that you guys are doing, not just for us, but it opens my eyes a little bit more to see we can get Bill come in and he'll unload the truck, and we have this great relationship with him and love seeing him. And then he'll leave and we start unloading boxes. And I guess we get in our own little, I'd say we have our blinders on for our area.
Sure.
And then we drive up here and we drive through Rock Valley and see the needs after the flood.
Yeah, there were some needs after the
huge.
flood.
And so those needs are everywhere. So really, it's just telling people that wherever you're at, just serve.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be in Annville, but it starts at home. Serve there and meet the needs wherever God's got you. And there is such a joy in serving Jesus, the old song. That's where it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People make it too hard. Just do it.
Yeah. Which she actually has a shirt. Shut up and serve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
It was that easy, but
it
really
sounds
is.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that you do be done is unto the Lord and not for men.
Yeah.
Knowing your reward is in heaven.
For sure.
Colossians 3:23. It's our verse.
Yeah. No, that's fairly succinct, and yeah, it is easy to say, for sure. Because like there are some days, and you're like, golly, I don't really want to get out of my house right now, and we'll go do this thing, and just working through that. But yeah, I think feeling that you know that you're in the right area, that you know you're called to do what you're supposed to do, it probably makes it a little bit more worthwhile and easier to get up and go do those things versus I got to punch this clock and I got to push the brake and I got to hit this lever and I got to do that thing. Like it probably is more fulfilling and easier to do that way. But yeah, I know at least from our end, we certainly appreciate you guys being willing to come out and see the warehouse and see kind of how things are on this end. Because I hear from Bill and I hear from folks that are out there, not just in Annville, but in other places. They're like, boy, they could really use some more of these type of things or this sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Like I said, I would love to if we can work things out. And it's what I love about this ministry is it's the conduit through which a lot of things happen. We want to be able to work in the background to make the Lord's work happen in each one of these areas and support not just your ministry, but all of the ministries that we're connected to in every area. And we don't need to see the glory for that. We don't need to see the shine for that. We want to strengthen the relationship of your relationship with those folks who are in Annville and the relationship that partner ministries out here have with people out here and in Grace Reigns out in Colorado City, Arizona, and in each of those areas like that. We're just trying to strengthen that part of it because we're not called to do all of it, and we want to make sure you guys feel supported and can have the things to do that as best you can. So yeah, that's really all I have. I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing about it. Yeah, this is Toni and Chad DeMers from Grace Covenant Ministries in Jackson County, Kentucky, Annville, Kentucky. I'm Joel DeWitt, Executive Director at Justice for All. This has been episode 26 of Justice for All's Connections with Coffee. Thank you very much for listening and have a great day.